Okay, so like imagine this for a second, all right? You've got this employee, right? Never clocks out, never asks for a raise, always there to answer customer questions anytime, day or night.
Sounds like a dream, I mean.
Right, dream employee, right. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, how intelligent chatbots, they're making this a reality. And we're talking about, real benefits for small businesses just like yours.
Yeah, this isn't just hype.
Exactly. We're going deep on this one, pulling from Desiree Horsey's article, The Power of Intelligent Chatbots for Small Businesses. And, well, let me tell you, it's eye-opening.
It really is.
So before we get too far, let's make sure we're all on the same page. When we say intelligent chatbots, what are we actually talking about here?
Right, right, because, we've all seen those basic chatbots.
Oh, tell me about it.
The ones that feel so robotic.
Yeah, like you're talking to a broken record player or something.
Exactly. But these intelligent chatbots, they're different. They can actually, understand what your customers are asking and respond in a way that genuinely feels human.
It's the intelligence part, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not just spitting out, canned responses, you know?
Like they get it, they understand the nuance.
Exactly.
Okay, so Desiree, she really digs into the why in this article. And, well, honestly, this is what I think makes this so relevant to our listeners. It's not just about some flashy new tech. This is about those real-world benefits for small business owners, like yourself. And one of the biggest things she talks about is how intelligent chatbots can free up so much of your time. All those routine tasks that you're probably bogged down with right now.
Well, absolutely. And that's what's so fascinating to me is that this is about working, smarter, not harder, right? Imagine, let's say you're a solopreneur, you're wearing all the hats, right?
Mm-hmm.
A chatbot can be like that, that reliable team member, always there to handle those frequently asked questions, freeing you up to focus on, well, everything else.
It's like having an assistant who's like laser focused on customer service.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're, digital. They run on AI.
Exactly. And that's a game changer, especially if you're thinking, I don't have the bandwidth for a huge team or the budget.
Right. And it's not just about, saving time or even just pure efficiency. Desiree, she talks about how chatbots can actually help you boost your revenue.
Which, I mean, that sounds a little crazy at first, right?
Right.
But when you really think about it,
It makes sense, though, because at the end of the day, it's all about the customer experience.
Yeah.
Right? And customers, they expect answers, like right now.
instant gratification.
Exactly. They want their questions answered now, or they're moving on. They are gone.
Ah.
But with a chatbot, you can give them that instant personalized attention.
Yeah.
That's huge. Imagine someone lands on your site, they got a question, and boom, instant answer.
No more digging for an email address or waiting like 3 days for a response.
Exactly. That could be the difference between, making a sale and losing a customer.
Totally. And Desiree, she gives this really cool real-world example. She talks about this startup, XYZ startup, and they were really struggling with cart abandonment. People putting stuff in their online shopping cart and then poof,
The worst.
gone. So frustrating. Anyway, they decided to try using a chatbot, specifically to re-engage those shoppers who are about to, slip away.
Interesting. And
Okay, get this. They saw a 25% increase in sales. 25%.
wow, that's huge.
It's huge. And it shows you the power of this tech when you really, think about how to use it strategically.
It's not just automation, right? It's understanding customer behavior and actually using that to create a better experience for them.
Exactly. See, and that's what gets me so excited about this is like, how do we use this to actually make things better? Not just like, oh, cool tech, but like, how do we actually implement this? And Desiree, she gets into some really interesting applications, going beyond just like the basic customer service stuff. Like she talks about how chatbots can be really powerful for lead generation.
Oh, yeah. Lead qualification, too. Think about how much time is spent, you or your team, just trying to figure out, is this lead even worth?
Is this even going anywhere?
Right. A chatbot can kind of do that initial, screening, gather some information, ask some qualifying questions, and then boom, those hot leads straight to your sales team.
It's like having like a 24/7 sales assistant, and they never sleep. They never
I think it's the detail.
never miss a detail. Exactly.
That's true.
And you're free to, actually build those relationships.
Exactly.
It goes back to that like working smarter, not harder.
Totally. Totally. Using your time wisely.
Yeah.
So important. Now, I mean, of course, like with anything new, any new tech, there's always those concerns, right? And Desiree, she doesn't shy away from that in the article. She talks about, data privacy, which is huge.
Huge, especially for, small businesses dealing with, maybe sensitive customer information. Like, what's going on there?
Right. So it's important to, really do your research. Choose your chatbot provider carefully. Look for providers that, they get it. They prioritize data security. They're transparent.
So it's not just about picking, like, the shiniest object, the chatbot with, like, the coolest features.
Exactly. You got to look under the hood a little bit. Make sure they have the security certifications. They're compliant with all the regulations and those data privacy policies. Make sure you read those, really understand them.
Because it can be overwhelming. Where do you even begin, right?
It can be. But it's it's doable. And when you really weigh it, the potential benefits, it's worth making those extra steps for sure.
It's about staying ahead of the game because the stuff is moving so fast, right? It's not even just about where we are now. It's like, where is this going? And Desiree touches on this idea of hyper-personalization, and it's really interesting.
That's where things get really, really cool. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're not just talking about answering questions. We're talking about anticipating needs before they even come up.
It's like having a mind reader on your team.
Right. But it's not magic. It's data. It's AI. It's using all of that information to really understand your customer and then, being proactive. So imagine, you've got an online bookstore. Your chatbot can see a customer's been browsing, mystery novels. Boom, personalized recommendation, new release in that genre.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right. Or maybe a special deal on a book by an author they've purchased before.
Okay, that's next level customer service. And that's not like some, sci-fi future thing.
This is happening now, and it's only going to get more sophisticated.
It's like, really catering to them on a whole other level.
Yeah, you actually get them.
Yeah.
And that can make all the difference.
Huge for building that loyalty.
Huge. Because isn't that what we all want?
Mm-hmm.
Customers who come back for more.
Exactly. It's about relationships, right? It always comes back to that. And maybe this tech can actually help us make those connections even stronger.
It's it takes care of all the busy work, the stuff that can get in the way, so you can actually focus on what matters, the human connection.
Yeah, like they're handling all the logistics so we can think big picture.
Exactly. The strategy. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive here on intelligent chatbots, what would you say is the main takeaway for our listeners?
I think the biggest thing to remember is this isn't, some far off thing.
Yeah, it's not sci-fi anymore.
Exactly. It's here and it's available and it's powerful.
Yeah.
Small businesses, they can really benefit from this.
Don't be afraid of it, right? Jump in, experiment, see what it can do for you.
Exactly. Because the possibilities, they're really exciting.
Who knows? You might just find your chatbot becomes your all-star employee. Never takes a break, always on, always there to, lend a helping hand or a helping algorithm, I guess.
There you go. That's the future right there.
That's it for this deep dive. Big thanks to our expert for breaking it all down for us.
My pleasure.
And to all our listeners, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.